Harlots of the Kingdoms, an insight into the world's oldest profession. Chapter 1. Introduction. In every corner of the world, throughout recorded history, there has existed a profession both revered and reviled, often in equal measure. It's a calling that has challenged societal norms, navigated murky legal waters, and has been the subject of countless debates, discussions, and deliberations. This profession is none other than that of the sex worker, often referred to in historical texts as the harlot, the courtesan, the prostitute. Harlots of the Kingdoms, an insight into the world's oldest profession, is an exploration of this ever-present facet of human civilization, tracing its intricate history, its cultural implications, and its modern-day manifestations. Setting the stage for a global exploration, our journey will traverse continents, epochs, and empires. From the sacred temples of ancient Mesopotamia, where sacred prostitution was an integral part of religious rituals, to the neon-lit streets of Amsterdam's red light district. From the geishas of ancient Japan, whose art and allure were steeped in tradition, to the thriving underground networks operating in the contemporary Middle East, where the profession thrives against all odds. This book aims not just to shed light on the existence of these practices, but to delve deep into the lives of the women and men who have, for myriad reasons, chosen or been thrust into this line of work. The harlots, in all their iterations, are not just service providers. They are storytellers, guardians of secrets, and silent witnesses to the unfolding tapestry of human desires and frailties. Sex work has often been described as the world's oldest profession, a claim that's supported by archaeological and historical evidence. This exploration is not just about chronicling a profession but understanding its relationship with society at large. For every region we explore, we'll look at the social, economic, and political contexts that gave rise to, sustained, or repressed the trade. Why this profession? Why now? In an era marked by rapid technological advancement, a globalized economy, and shifting cultural mores, one might question the relevance of a deep dive into this ancient profession. Yet, the reasons are manifold. 1. Human rights and dignity. In many regions, sex workers face rampant discrimination, violence, and stigma. Understanding the history and cultural context can pave the way for more compassionate and effective policies, ensuring the safety and dignity of those in the profession. 2. The mirror to society. How a culture views sex work often reflects broader societal values, norms, and contradictions. By studying this profession, we gain insights into gender dynamics, power structures, and societal values. 3. Economic implications. Like any other profession, sex work has economic implications. From being a significant source of state revenue in ancient civilizations to its status as a multi-billion-dollar industry today, its economic ramifications are vast and varied. 4. Intersection with technology. The digital age has revolutionized the way sex work operates. From online platforms facilitating encounters to cryptocurrencies ensuring anonymity, the profession is evolving rapidly. An understanding of its history provides a foundation to comprehend its future trajectory. 5. Debunking myths. For a topic so widely discussed, it's fraught with myths, half-truths, and outright falsehoods. A comprehensive exploration dispels these myths, painting a more nuanced and accurate picture. 6. The human story. At its core, this exploration is about human beings, their aspirations, challenges, fears, and hopes. By looking at their stories, we connect with our shared humanity. As we embark on this journey, it's crucial to approach the subject with an open mind, free from judgment. The goal is neither to glorify nor vilify the profession but to understand its multifaceted existence. Every chapter, every tale, every revelation is an invitation to the reader to reflect, empathize, and, most importantly, learn. With this introduction, we set forth into a world that, despite its omnipresence, remains shrouded in mystery and misconception. It's a world where the lines between power and vulnerability, pleasure and pain, and love and commerce often blur. As we unravel the tapestry of Harlots of the Kingdoms, may we come closer to understanding the complexities of the human experience. Chapter 2. Historical roots. For as long as there have been civilizations, there have been records and references to the world's oldest profession. Its traces can be found in the ancient scrolls, temple walls, and the oral traditions of countless cultures. This chapter seeks to provide an overview of the earliest known records of sex work, contextualizing its inception and evolution in different parts of the world. The inception of the profession. While the precise origin of sex work is difficult to pinpoint, many anthropologists and historians believe that its roots can be found in the ancient practice of bartering. Before the establishment of formalized currency systems, barter trade prevailed, where goods and services were directly exchanged. Sexual services, in some cultures, became a part of this barter system, a commodity in itself. Over time, as civilizations grew more sophisticated and economies more structured, the exchange of sexual services took on various forms and functions, influenced by societal norms, religious beliefs, and legal frameworks. World's first recorded instances. 1. Ancient Mesopotamia. Arguably one of the earliest recorded instances of institutionalized sex work is found in ancient Mesopotamia, around 4000 BCE. Sacred prostitution was practiced in temples dedicated to the goddess Ishtar, or Inanna. Women, serving as priestesses, would engage in sexual rituals as an act of worship, believed to invoke the goddess's favor. These temple prostitutes, or kadishtu, played a vital role in religious ceremonies and were revered in society. Their role was not just limited to providing sexual services, they also performed dances, songs, and other religious rites. 2. Ancient Greece. The city-states of ancient Greece, particularly Athens, have a well-documented history of sex work. Here, the profession was categorized into different strata. At the top were the hetairai, educated and cultured women who were companions to the elite men of society. They were often involved in intellectual discussions, attended symposiums, and were seen as muses to artists and philosophers. On the other end were the pornai, typically slaves or destitute women, who worked in brothels. 3. Ancient India. The Devadasa system, which can be traced back to early medieval India, involved girls being married to deities and serving in temples. Initially, their roles were primarily religious and artistic. They danced and sang in praise of the gods. Over time, however, many devadasas were pushed into providing sexual services to temple patrons and priests, leading to a form of institutionalized prostitution. Ancient Indian literature, such as the Kama Sutra, also makes references to courtesans and their refined arts of seduction. 4. Ancient China. The profession's existence in ancient China can be traced back to the Zhou dynasty, 1045 to 256 BCE. While initially, it was practiced discreetly, by the time of the Tang dynasty, 618–907 CE, it had become a more accepted part of urban life. Courtesans in China were often associated with music and dance, much like their counterparts in other parts of the world. 5. The Americas. In the pre-Columbian Americas, evidence suggests that the practice of sex work varied across different cultures. For instance, among the Aztecs, there were designated areas in major cities where sex work was regulated and institutionalized. These historical instances are by no means exhaustive but provide a glimpse into how the profession manifested across different civilizations. While the nature and form of the work varied, common threads emerged. The profession often intersected with religion and was closely linked to arts and entertainment. Moreover, societal attitudes towards sex workers ranged from reverence to disdain, often within the same culture. In conclusion, the roots of sex work are deep and intertwined with the very fabric of human civilization. Its practice has been shaped by economic imperatives, societal norms, religious beliefs, and political considerations. By understanding its historical roots, we gain insights into how societies have navigated the complexities associated with human desire, morality, and commerce. As we delve deeper into the subsequent chapters, we'll explore how these historical foundations set the stage for the profession's evolution and its modern-day manifestations. Chapter 3. Mesopotamian chronicles the Fertile Crescent, cradle of ancient civilizations, bears testimony to the rich tapestry of human history. Mesopotamia, with its vast and sophisticated cities like Babylon and Ur, was not only the breeding ground for some of the world's first written laws, sciences, and arts but also home to intricate social systems that both shaped and were shaped by the world's oldest profession. This chapter delves deep into the Mesopotamian realms to understand the role of harlots in the matrix of religion and society. Role in religious rituals. In the heart of Mesopotamia, religion wasn't just a matter of personal faith, it was intrinsically woven into the fabric of everyday life. Temples were not just places of worship but were centers of economic and political power. And within these temples, sacred prostitution played a significant role. 1. The sacred rite. Sacred prostitutes, often referred to as Kadishtu or Ishtaritu, were dedicated to the goddess Ishtar, known by different names in various city-states, such as Inanna. They participated in sexual rites that were believed to be a reenactment of the sacred union between Ishtar and her lover, Dumuzi. These acts were not merely for pleasure but were symbolic rituals believed to ensure fertility and prosperity for the land and its people. 2. The temple economy. Temples in Mesopotamia were economic hubs. They owned vast tracts of land, employed numerous people, and conducted trade. The offerings made to the temple, including those given to the sacred prostitutes, formed a significant part of the temple's revenue. 3. Festival celebrations. During certain festivals, particularly those celebrating the goddess Ishtar, sacred prostitution was practiced more widely. It wasn't restricted to the temple confines, but the entire city would participate. It was believed that by engaging in these acts, the participants were drawing the goddess's blessings upon themselves and their community. Social status and implications. The social matrix of Mesopotamia was complex, and the status of individuals within this matrix was determined by a combination of factors including occupation, lineage, and, of course, gender. 1. Reverence versus reality. While the role of the sacred prostitute was revered due to its religious significance, the reality for many of these women was less glamorous. Many were dedicated to the temples as children and had little agency over their lives. Some lived comfortably, while others may have experienced hardships, depending on the temple's resources and the city-state's political landscape. 2. Hierarchy within the profession. Not all prostitutes in Mesopotamia were associated with temples or religious rites. There existed a hierarchy. On one end were the sacred prostitutes serving major deities in grand temples, enjoying relative prestige. On the other end were street prostitutes, who lacked the religious sanctity and often catered to the lower strata of society. Their social standing was considerably lower, and they were more vulnerable to exploitation. 3. Laws and protection. The Code of Hammurabi, one of the oldest deciphered writings of significant length in the world, provides some insight into the rights and status of prostitutes in Mesopotamia. While some of its edicts ensured protection for properties owned by sacred prostitutes, other laws seem to limit the rights of street prostitutes, indicating the societal divide. 4. Beyond the profession. Some records suggest that not all women who entered temple service remained there for life. After serving for a stipulated period, some might leave, marry, and integrate into society. However, once they left the temple's confines, they often left behind the privileges and protections it offered. In conclusion, Mesopotamia, with its vast rivers and even vaster pantheon of gods, offers a unique lens through which we can study the intricate dance between religion, society, and sex work. While the sacred prostitutes of Ishtar were an integral part of the religious and social fabric, they navigated a world of contrasts, reverence and exploitation, power and vulnerability. As we trace the footprints of harlots through the annals of history, Mesopotamia serves as a poignant reminder of the complex roles these women played in shaping and being shaped by the civilizations they inhabited.